What's good? We are so back. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be breaking down the spec piece that I released 2 weeks ago now. Now, I know I said that this video was going to come out last week, but then I was traveling Peru with my grandmother, which was amazing. And I decided that, you know what? I'll upload something from Peru just because it was fresh in the brain. I was having fun, but it's okay. We're back. I'm here with you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's kick it for a little. And let's talk about this last piece I made. So 2 weeks ago, I released a spec piece called Release, a Hoka spec ad where I used Hoka as the client. It's kind of a bar piece called Release. And it's under a minute long, so go back and watch that. Come back here. It's real short and sweet, so you can just get a little more understanding about what we're going to talk about today. I call this film Release because it's about being overwhelmed and how exercise and running specifically can be an outlet to just release that pent-up emotion you might get sitting at a desk all day. Now, I shot this piece at the end of February, beginning of April, which is obviously a while ago now, which is why you've seen some BTS moments in some of my other videos sprinkled in here or there. So finally, I got around to finishing the edit, getting it out, and today we're going to talk about it a little more in depth. So to get us started, I kind of want to talk about the context of the video, where the idea came from, why I made it, and how we got to the final product. So my friend Hunter, who is a model, was talking to me about doing some more athletic photos for his portfolio, and obviously, you know, I just love getting out there and shooting, and maybe he could help me out in mine. So we had a couple conversations about getting together and making something. Now, I wanted to do more than just photo and do some video with this project because, as I've spoken about with this channel, a big goal of mine this year is to create more and do more than I did in the last year. So I just saw this as a great opportunity to get out there, make something, and practice the craft of filmmaking a little bit and, you know, work on getting a little better. Again, a huge goal of mine is to keep improving this year on my filmmaking skills, and Lord knows I have a ways to go, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to work on it. So Hunter and I had a few conversations back and forth about what we wanted to do, and we really hadn't come to a huge conclusion, and eventually I got to a point where I thought, I'm not busy right now, I don't have a ton going on, let's just do this in the next day or two and see what we can come up with. So before I knew it, I was waking up at 5 a.m. with the boys to wake up, get some coffee, and film a morning run.
Logan is 10 minutes out. Coffee's being made.
Let's get a shot, some BTS. It's gonna be so sexy.
Yeah, had the boys dress in all their best running equipment, so that way Hunter doesn't feel left out here. Nash, let me show you. Let me show the BTS guy.
This guy?
This guy. Sheesh. So we ended up shooting this in 2 days, and that includes pre-production, where the first day was just kind of a test shoot where we just went out, I kind of just had fun, and the second day was more of the actual shooting for the piece. I just knew I wanted to make a short piece and include Hoka in it somehow, and that's pretty much all the planning I had before going into the test shoot day. And I'm saying the word test shoot pretty loosely here. It wasn't meant to be a test shoot, it was just I went out that first day with absolutely zero plan in mind and kind of just wanted to have fun and see what I could get and hopefully piece something together. But at the end of the day, there was just not enough to make a cohesive enough story for me. And I wanted to make sure, you know, even though we're doing this in such a short time with little to no planning, that there's enough to make something that I'm proud enough to either put on the channel or put on my website, whatever it may be.
Battery swapping always feels like reloading a weapon, you know?
So day two is where we got the meat of the shoot, and it was a great day where all the boys came out and we just went out there, got creative, and tried to have fun with it. Now, this was a very short spec project, and it was all natural light, no lighting setups, nothing like that. So I don't really want to talk about the actual shoot too much because honestly, it was super simple and there's not much to talk about. But what I really do want to talk about is my reflection of the shoot and my reflection on this project as a whole. Now, this is not my best work by any means, and more than likely, I'm going to completely tweak what is on my YouTube channel right now and probably end up with something much shorter and a little different in the end. But like I've been saying, this is not the craziest project I've ever made. This isn't gonna get me in $1 million campaign. Most likely, I mean, unless you're a brand and you wanna, you know, hook me up a little bit here. But this is not something insanely serious. This was a test of the skills, go out, make sure the sword is sharp, and just practice some new techniques that I might not have done on other shoots, and overall just have fun and just use my creative brain and be in the moment of shooting and not rely on a shot list necessarily. I mean, in the end, I went out and created something, and that's again like the theme of 2025 for me, is just make more and just work on my skills and try new things. For instance, before this project, I ended up buying DaVinci Resolve, and I have been editing in Premiere since I've started, and I feel like my color has been lacking. It could use a lot of improvement. So I thought, what better time to make an investment in something than to buy Resolve to color this project? Speaking of which, I did use Danny Gewurz's Filmy LUTs. Danny, thank you very much for giving me them. But if you guys want to check them out, they're really great. I'll put a link in the description somewhere. Finn, remember to put a link in the description somewhere. And you guys can go check them out. They're super worth it, super great, literally so easy to apply and use on your footage. But the main point is I got to try a new technique in this, not only physically with the camera, but in post with my editing and with the color. And on top of that, I did new things with sound I haven't done before. And overall, I tried new things, I experimented, and just tried to get 1% better at what I do. And if I can get 1% better every day at this craft, then that's huge. That's such a huge step, and that's really the main goal of everything. So going forward, would I change anything about this project? Yes, I would change 1,000,001 things about this. But in the end, I got to go out, practice, and enjoy the art of filmmaking, enjoy time with friends. And if I can do that on every project, then I've won. This never will feel like work to me ever, which is amazing, and not many people can say that. I feel like in all these sit-down videos, I frequently preach about making more, doing more, create more, but it really is something that I value and think is really important. I mean, I frequently feel frustrated about where I am in my career. I feel like I could be doing more and I'm not doing enough. And there's a lot of times where you can look in the mirror in anything you do, whether it's you're a filmmaker or an athlete or anything else, and you ask yourself, am I doing everything that I can? Have you done everything today that is gonna get you 1% better at what you do? And 8, 9 times out of 10, the answer is gonna be no. And I know a big thing for me has been output. That's what I've been preaching, that's what I've been talking about. But I hope to get to the end of 2025 and look back and see that I'm in a vastly different place and a vastly different skill level than I was in 2024. And if I can do that, then I've succeeded, and that'll make me all the more happy than I was before. And I hope in seeing that and in sharing that, you guys can feel that way and join me on this journey of creating and being super artistic. But in reality, it's just working on yourself as a person and just getting that much better every day. And that's really it for this project. I mean, it was a short one, but I had a ton of fun making it. I've learned a lot, and going forward, I could take the things I've learned and apply them to the next shoot and the next project. So hopefully you guys may or may not have learned something from this, or maybe you just wanted to hate on someone speaking on YouTube for the day, dude. Happy to be that person. But thank you for tuning in. Do all that fun stuff like liking and maybe throw a comment if you want to talk, subscribe, dude, all that good stuff that YouTubers have to ask for, because that's what I am now, apparently. I don't know, just trying it out. I hope you enjoyed hanging with me today. I'll catch you next week, hopefully. I've been on track, dude. 5 videos in a row. Just knocking it out the park. All right, I'll catch you later. Again, a huge goal of mine is to continually, should I just use a different word? Are you laughing at me? I guess not. Can't hear me. This looks silly because now it just looks like I'm talking to myself. Great. Awesome. I called this piece release. Yo, Vin, when you edit this is for earlier in the video because I missed talking about it. So when you're going through the timeline and you're watching it back, you're going to see this. You'll be like, oh, this goes later. Okay, whatever. This is for earlier in the video. I think I've had a hat on in all of my other talking to camera videos, and now I don't. Does the hair look all right at least? Man, damn, I'm missing the hair. I am missing a hair light right now. Look at this. Look how dark it is right here. That's what happens when you get lazy, man.
That was it. Dude. That was sick.